Well, happy Sunday, and welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we try to do our best to have a little fun with history. We are very happy to be here on this Sunday evening with our election theme special. You can catch us live normally each Wednesday and sometimes, like today, on Sunday at 7:30 Eastern and 4:30 Pacific time. We do have a very special show for you tonight with three shows in one. The first one, please watch and listen to the clues and make your guesses as we uncover the top 20 TV and movie presidents. So that should be kind of a fun category, especially on an election show. And then in our second round, we will do 20 most influential free speech advocates through history, through all of history. So there you go. A couple of good categories. And if you do stick around, we will have a bonus round later on. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for the election to be over. So we'll have this show be kind of a fond goodbye to the election sequence. Anyway, let me fire up that first round and we'll get going. Let's see, right here. Okay, we got it going. Anyway, remember the category is TV and movie presidents. TV and movie president. And you do know the rules to this game. Robots paint, you guess. I give you a few clues along the way. We start off kind of easy and they tend to get harder over time. Here we go. Known as a pioneering female figure in TV politics, she faces resistance from within her cabinet as president. She balances family life and high-stakes decisions. Anybody remember who this is? We're looking for the character or the actress or the show. Deals with unexpected crises as commander-in-chief. Who knows? Who knows who this one is? Actually, I think I started kind of hard, didn't I? This one's played by Gina Davis as a trailblazing female president. Does anybody remember the name of the character or the name of the show? Or I think it was a series, right? It wasn't a movie. Anybody know? Yeah, what election? Sure. So anybody know this? Nobody knows? Nobody knows? Going once, going twice. Her name was Mackenzie Allen is the character's name. And the show was called Commander-in-Chief. So I don't know if you remember that or not. I actually don't remember watching that. So there you go. Okay, next up. Known for his deep, reassuring voice. Yes. That's kind of a clue, a sideways clue. Frequently faced assassination attempts. Frequently. Closely allied with the show's main character, Jack Bauer. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Anybody know? Known for upholding his integrity despite political pressures. Anybody remember the actor, the character, or the show? I'll give you a hint. The show was 24. The actor's name is Dennis Haysbert. Do you remember that? Dennis Haysbert. Who remembers his name? Anybody? Probably the name of the character is the hardest thing, right? David Palmer. David Palmer. How about that? With Kiefer. Kiefer's show. Yeah, 24. David Palmer. All right, you're not doing very well so far. Here we go. Too obscure. Well, they're TV or movie presidents. They're not that obscure. Next up, you should be able to get this one if the robots paid it very well. A U.S. president with a strong moral compass, known for taking direct action in the face of danger, manages to overpower terrorists threatening Air Force One. Remember that? Taking some action. His defining quote is a memorable action movie line. I don't know what that is. Do you know who this looks like? Do you have any idea what that president was called? There you go. Stewart's on top of it. Okay, do we remember the character's name or the movie? This was indeed played by Harrison Ford, embodying a heroic president. Yeah, does anybody remember the character's name? The president's name? Okay. James Marshall, Air Force One. James Marshall, Air Force One. I had to moderate a little bit there. Sorry. I need a moderator. Next up, did you remember this? A widower struggling to balance romance and the presidency, known for his iconic impassioned speech on freedom. Well, we'll see if we got rid of him there. Faces political opposition while pursuing a new relationship. His relationship becomes a national talking point. Anybody know? Remember the romantic president show? Played by Michael Douglas in a charming presidential role. His name was Andrew Shepard in the show. And the movie was called what? It was called The American President. Who was the love interest? I can't remember who the girl was. Oh, Anne Hathaway, maybe? I can't remember. Somebody different. I don't know. Anyway, you should know the next one. Known for her dry humor and sharp wit, frequently deals with political blunders and mishaps. She begins her journey as vice president before rising to president. Anybody know? Oh, come on, you guys know this one. She begins her journey as vice president before rising to president, a comedic portrayal of the chaotic political world. You guys know this one. There you go. What was the character's name? Julia Louis-Dreyfus, of course. Who remembers the character's name? Anybody? Selena Meyer. There you go. Okay, we're not doing very well. Let's try for a new one. Okay, this is a movie you should remember. A former fighter pilot before becoming president. He leads humanity in a desperate battle for survival. Yes, he delivers a memorable speech rallying the entire world against the aliens. Anybody remember the movie, the actor, or the president's name? The president's name is hard on all these, I have to admit. Commands from the front lines during an alien invasion. It's not Michael Douglas, although that picture kind of looks like Michael Douglas a little bit. It's a guy that kind of looks a little bit like Michael Douglas, but it's not Michael Douglas. He was in the last. He was in the other one. Anybody know? Movie. How about the movie? Independence Day. Do we remember? With Will Smith and fighting aliens. This is Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman is the actor. And his name in the movie was Thomas J. Whitmore. President. All right. Guarantee you know this one. Known for breaking the fourth wall, speaking directly to the viewers. Kind of like I'm doing now. As an aside. Begins his ascent as a vengeful vice president. Strategically manipulates his way to the presidency. His ambition knows no moral boundaries. Who knows this one? Come on. His ambition knows no moral boundaries. TV and movie president. Played by Kevin Spacey as a Machiavellian president. Machiavellian. Haven't heard that in a while. Yeah, Kevin Spacey is the actor. That's correct. What's the character's name and what's the show? Cards, of course. Underwood. Frank Underwood. I know, how soon we forget. How soon we forget. All right, well, so this next one I'm going to tell you was a TV show, and I watched quite a bit of it. It was on cable, I think. The kind of one you would binge. Has a tumultuous affair with a political fixer. His administration is marked by intense public scrutiny. He's often caught between his personal desires and public duty. Bummer. Frequently finds himself embroiled in scandal. There's a clue there. There is a clue there. Who knows? I don't know this actor very well, but I mean, he did like 7 or 8 seasons of this thing, so you knew him by the end. It doesn't really even look like Trump, does it? There is no Trump in our show tonight. We're looking for his performance on Tuesday. Played by Tony Goldwyn in hit series Scandal. Do you remember the show Scandal? And the president's name was Fitzgerald Grant. Fitzgerald Grant. How about that? These are hard, aren't they? I bet you get this one. A former economist who rose to the presidency. Known for intellectual monologues and moral complexity. Deals with a multiple sclerosis diagnosis while in office. Anybody remember that show? His administration values policy depth and ethical governance. I think you know this one. Who's the actor? What's the president's name? And what's the show? Anybody know? They all kind of look like Michael Douglas. I think Michael Douglas just looks like him. This is not Michael Douglas. Yeah, okay, there you go. You've got it. Threshold. Yes, indeed. This is Martin Sheen, and the president's name was Jed Bartlett. Jed Bartlett. And what was the show? Come on, you know the show. Do I even need to tell you the show? The West Wing. West Wing, of course. Okay, next one. Some of you will get this. I think you'll know the actor. A president faced with a potential extinction level event maintains a calm demeanor as world faces destruction. He oversees a mission to prevent a comet from hitting Earth. Holy smokes. He delivers reassuring speeches to a terrified public. How can you reassure the public about that? What do you do? You've got the actor. Very good, Jan. You got it. Stuart. But what was the president's name? See, these are hard, aren't they? The characters' names are hard. You get quick Google. So most of you should remember the movie, though. What was the name of the movie? That's the clue. It was the movie about a comet, and he reassures the public. I doubt if he does a very good job of reassuring the public. The movie was called Deep Impact, and the president's name was Tom Beck. That is trivia, isn't it? Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. All right, now this one I found a little obscure, although I do remember it. A former school teacher who becomes president by circumstance, known for making morally complex decisions for survival. The presidency is marred by internal and external threats. That all sounds like kind of generic stuff. This one you might have to recognize by the painting. She guides a fleet of survivors in search of a new home. Anybody remember the actress, president's name, or the show? Doesn't look like a Bernie to me. Does not look like a Bernie. I don't think you ever saw this, Jan. This was a show in the what? 80s and 90s? 90s for sure. This is Mary McDonnell is the actress. The show was Battlestar Galactica. And the president's name was Laura Roslin, which I did not know. All right. I think you know this guy, or at least you know the character. A real-life president brought to the screen. So this is a movie about a real-life president, known for a famous series of televised interviews. The scandal of his time was called Watergate. I think we can name this president, can't we? Attempts to restore his reputation after resignation. I don't remember that too much. Oh, that was the interviews, I guess. Yeah. President Nixon is correct, Stuart. Now, who knows who played the role? And do you remember the name of the movie, actually? The name of the movie is kind of interesting. Who's the actor? What's the name of the movie? This is indeed Richard Nixon. Anybody know? Going once. Going twice. This is Frank Langella. Frank Langella played this role. And the movie was called Frost Nixon, which is weird, but that was the interview, right? So it's just called Frost Nixon. No, wasn't All the President's Man, but good guess. Good guess. Okay, now who's going to remember this one? A comedic twist on presidential impersonation. Plays both the real president and a look-alike. I barely remember the plot of this, but I did see it. As every man brought into the role of a lifetime. This is a movie. It has a simple name. The movie has a simple name. Brings a sense of humor and relatability to the role. You may remember the actor. It looks like the actor, so the robots did get on the painting. uh, the president's name in it, and then what the name of the movie was, and it's related to me. You know who I am? That's the name of the movie. Anybody remember this one? No? Name of the movie was Dave. Dave. It was kind of a comedy. The president's name was Bill Mitchell, and this, of course, is Kevin Kline. Kevin Kline is the actor. Yeah. These are kind of hard, huh? We're getting there. All right, let's see if you get the next one. Known for his stance on equal opportunities. Nominates a female VP, sparking political controversy. Faces public criticism, but stands up to his decision. Kind of generic clues. Challenges norms and expectations of his time. That's generic. What does it look like? Anybody remember this at all? Either the actor, looks like the actor, the name of the movie, I believe, not show, and the president's name. The president had an interesting name, actually. But do you remember the actor? He looks like just like the actor. Who's that look like? Who's that look like? All right. Yeah, it looks like Buffalo Bill. It does. This is Jeff Bridges, of course, the actor. The show is called The Contender. And the president's name is interesting. Jackson Evans. Jackson Evans. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Okay. Moving on. Hope we get a couple easy ones. This guy forces a sudden and violent attack on the White House. Oh, he faces a sudden and violent attack. This is fairly recent. Last 5 years, I think. Teams up with an unlikely ally to survive. Known for his action-driven, hands-on approach, bravely fights alongside a Capitol policeman. Remember this action president show? The painting's pretty good. So who's the actor? He looks just like this guy. And the name of the movie was cool. Very cool, but you'll never get the name of the president, I don't think. But you do. Bonus points. Anybody remember this? Anybody know who that looks like? This is Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx. And the movie was White House Down. You remember that? White House Down. That was pretty good. Action-packed. And that president was named James Sawyer. James Sawyer. Pretty obscure. Okay. Now let's see you get this one. I did not see this movie, though. Known for his strict control over his world, he is obsessed with keeping everything orderly and perfect. He serves as the main antagonist in the world of plastic bricks. Anybody know this? His rigid rules are challenged by an unlikely hero. Okay, so we're looking for the movie or the president's name. You might know the president's name. And we're also looking for the actors whose voice played this gentleman. Does anybody know? Anybody see this? Anybody see this movie? The movie, okay, I'm going to tell you the movie. The movie was called The Lego Movie. So it was The Lego Movie. And the president had a big role in it. He did. And the president's name was President Business. President Business. And the voice was played by Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell. So there you go, Lego Movie. If you didn't watch it, you can watch it on Netflix. All right, I think you might know this one. This was a TV show recently. Formerly the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, here's a good clue, unlikely rise to the presidency after a national disaster. Yeah, the first couple of shows are really cool. Known for his cautious yet resilient leadership, he faces numerous challenges in his unexpected role. I don't know, these middle clues are pretty generic this time. I'm going to have to teach ChatGPT a lesson here. Who knows the actor, the name of the eventual president, and the name of the show is very iconic. The name of the show is very iconic. And it pretty much looks like the actor. I think so. He was in another. Oh, there you go. There you go, Jan. Very good. Designated Survivor is indeed the name of the show. Do you remember the actor? I think it looks like him. Yeah, Stuart's got it. Kiefer Sutherland. And how about the name of the president? Anybody remember that character's name? Characters are always the hardest, right? Tom Kirkman. Tom Kirkman. There you go. Okay, we got 3 more. This is another fairly recent movie, just to give you a little clue. Faces a deadly assault on the White House. Another one of those. Similar to White House Down. Known for his courage in extreme danger. Battles alongside Secret Service to survive the attack. You have to. His bravery helps inspire those around him. This is so generic clues for you. Who knows this actor? This painting's pretty good. Yeah, this actor plays a lot of roles like this. In fact, I think he might have played the president in something else as well. This one's not Tommy Lee Jones. Good guess. Good guess. Anybody remember the name of the movie? Or this actor? Looks like him pretty much, I think. This actor played in Batman. He played a major role in the Batman movie. Anybody remember that? Well, the actor's name is Aaron Eckhart. Aaron Eckhart, and then the movie was called Olympus Has Fallen. Olympus Has Fallen, and that president's name was Benjamin Asher. Benjamin Asher. How about that? All right, so this next one is a little bit of a curveball, but you should get it. A seasoned Secret Service agent on the job, but it's about the president, so it's not the president. Haunted by past presidential failure. Vows to protect the president at all costs. Caught in a cat and mouse game with an assassin. There you go. You guys are getting it. You guys are getting it. Now, do you remember the name of the movie? Or his name in the movie? What is his character's name? And what is the name of the movie? Anybody remember? This indeed is Clint Eastwood, embodying resilience and duty. All the President's Men is incorrect. Nope. Anybody remember the movie or the character? In the Line of Fire is the name of the movie. And the character's name was Frank Horrigan. Frank Horrigan. Interesting. There you go. Okay, last one. See if you can get this one. His presidency is mired in corruption and scandal. Known for using power to cover his misdeeds. A morally compromised leader with dark secrets. Faces exposure from a skilled, determined intruder. that look like? He looks pretty much like him. No, this one's not a real character. This is a fictional story. This is a fictional story. It was a pretty good movie about the president. I think it won some Academy Awards way back in the day, probably 20 years ago, 25 years ago, let's say. And this was a very big actor back in the day, a lot of awards. There you go. There's Big Time, Big Time. Big Time has the actor. Now, do you remember the show, the movie, or the character's name? Anybody? The movie was called Absolute Power. This might be one to watch, right? And the character's name was Alan Richmond. Alan Richmond. Well, anyway, those ended up being a little harder than I thought. The only thing that saved us is, I think we did good if we got either the name of the movie or the show, or the actor, or the character. If you got any of those, I think we did good. All right. Well, that was kind of fun. Did you guys like that? Okay. All right. Let's find our next one and throw it up there. Here we go. We're going to do 20 most influential free speech advocates through history. I'd say most of them are fairly contemporary history, probably. But that's the category. Let's see if you can get them. These clues should help a little more than the last one. This guy's known for a novel that stirred global controversy. I'm glad we got rid of our intruder earlier. I had to do some moderation. I'm glad we did it then. Anyway. Targeted by fatwa issued in the late 1980s. He was born in India and rose to fame in the United Kingdom. No, that's not correct. He wrote Midnight's Children, another award-winning novel, besides the one I'm going to give you on the next clue. Yeah, you got it. Big Time. Big Time's got it. His book, Satanic Verses, led to the death threats, and it was banned in many countries. So yes, indeed, this is Mr. Salman Rushdie. Salman Rushdie. Satanic Verses. It was his big foray into free speech. Not sure it worked out that well for him. He finally did get shot, right? But he didn't survive. Is Big Time cheating? Is he Googling? All right, next up. A German-born American publisher in the early 1700s. This might be a little more obscure. Printed content criticizing a colonial governor. His landmark trial was one of the first major free press cases. Now, that's interesting. 1700s. German-born American publisher. The verdict set a precedent for free press freedom in America. Well, that was good. Anybody know who this guy is? Well, it looks like Mark Twain. It's not Mark Twain. Not Mark Twain. His acquittal established that truth is a defense against libel. That's interesting, isn't it? So if it's true, it can't be libel. Cool. There you go. Anybody remember who this is? Speaking of Bill the Butcher, I just posted a new video on Bill the Butcher. Check out my channel. No kidding. It kind of looks like Bill the Butcher. This is John Peter Zenger, who I did not know, but now I do. So you learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. John Peter Zenger. There you go. Publisher. All right. You might know this guy. Principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Third President of the United States. He founded the University of Virginia. His wall of separation phrase influenced church and state debates? A good citizen got this one. What a good citizen. You are a good citizen. Advocated for the First Amendment freedoms in the Bill of Rights. This is the guy who did it. He's the one who put him in there, Mr. Thomas Jefferson, a founding father who advocated for the First Amendment and freedom of expression. This is the First Amendment guy, the father of the First Amendment. I bet we get a few more founding fathers in our hit parade of influential free speech advocates. Leaving the United States on this next one. She was known as the lady in her home country. Just the lady. Her father was a major figure in Myanmar's independence. Sounds interesting. Here's the kicker. She won the Nobel Peace Prize while under house arrest. She advocated against the military rule in Myanmar. This sounds fairly recent, right? This sounds like recent news. She led Myanmar's National League for Democracy. Anybody know who this is? Won the Nobel Peace Prize while under house arrest. That sounds like the key clue. Anybody know? Talking about me being a white Santa? I've been called that. This is Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi. Yeah, not that bad. All right, well, you learned something, right? I think you'll know this next guy. Founded a controversial website in 2006. He published the secret U.S. government documents. He's known for seeking refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. He spent a good deal of time there. Yeah, you got it. You are such a good citizen. He faced extradition battles related to espionage charges. WikiLeaks' release of classified materials changed discussions on transparency. Not Diddy. Diddy is not in my list. We'll do the CIA ops. We'll do a top 20. Yeah, that's on there. Yes, indeed. You guys got it. This is Julian Assange. Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks, exposed government secrets, sparking debates of transparency and free speech. And he is out. I think he had to make a deal with the devil, but he is out. We believe he had to make a deal. Now, going back to our U.S. founding, this is the father of the Constitution. That sounds important. He is the 4th president of the United States. Follow Jefferson. He played a major role in drafting the Bill of Rights. Anybody know this one? He co-wrote the Federalist Papers. And his advocacy helped shape the First Amendment. So it sounds like he worked with Tom on the First Amendment. I think I see the answer there. Yeah, close. I don't see the answer yet. I don't. This is, yes, Stuart has it. This is the guy, it's supposed to be this guy was really short. Like 4'11" or something. I don't know how I know that name. Yeah, this is James Madison. James Madison. Principal drafter of the U.S. Bill of Rights. Principal drafter, which includes protections for freedom of speech. Yes, it does. Yes, indeed, Mr. James Madison. Okay, let's move on. Well, we're doing a countdown, so I can give you the numbers. We're down to number 14. Born in slavery and escaped to freedom, known for his powerful oratory and writings. He authored a narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass. That's a little bit of a clue. His autobiography was a little bit of a clue. He met with President Lincoln to discuss civil rights. His speeches advocated for abolition and free speech, both. And I gave you the answer. Well, somebody should be able to type it. Hey, hi, he, hi, he. You got it. Frederick Douglass, abolitionist and orator who championed free speech as essentially to fight against slavery. There you go. Primary use was against slavery, but he was a free speech advocate. All right, let's do number 13 next. We'll go back in time a little. Go back in time. Back in history. A leading figure of the French Enlightenment, known for his wit and criticism of the Catholic Church. He wrote something called Candide, spelled Candide, a satire on optimism and societal flaws. Huh. I guess people didn't like the book. He was often jailed or exiled for his writings. He always wrote bad stuff. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Roach. Mr. Roach has it. He defended freedom of speech and thought vigorously. There's also some story that he corresponded with Catherine the Great from Russia or something. I think that's a story as well. Voltaire, French Enlightenment writer, famous for his defense of free speech, famously attributed with, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." There you go. That's very important when you say, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to death the right for you to say it." Boom, mic drop. Excuse me. All right, that was a good one. Next up, first woman to serve in both the House and the Senate. She was known for her Declaration of Conscience. Declaration of Conscience speech. Her speech. A Republican who criticized her own party's witch hunts. There you go. Yeah. This is the free speech section. This is the free speech category. If you don't like free speech, come back another night. Don't vote. Opposed the tactics of Senator McCarthy. So she got famous during the whole McCarthy thing for kind of opposing the McCarthy deal. Her speech defended American rights to dissent. Anybody know who this is? She's fairly famous. U.S. Senator and a congressperson. Looks like Julia Child a little bit. Margaret Chase Smith, a senator, fought against McCarthyism. There you go. I think you'll know the next one. A British writer who served as a police officer in Burma. Known for works criticizing totalitarianism. What's not to criticize? He wrote a little something called Animal Farm, a satirical novella about revolution. And when I give you the next clue, you're going to know it. His dystopian novel coined terms like Big Brother. Mr. Roach. Hi. Hi, Ian Roach. You guys got it. 1984 is a cautionary tale about government overreach. Yeah, he was a police officer in Burma. Pretty weird, huh? George Orwell. George Orwell, the author of 1984, warned against government censorship and the erosion of free speech. Hence all the chatter about that these days, huh? Mr. George Orwell. J.J. Jameson. Does it look like J.J.? All right, I gotta admit, I did not know number 10. Here she is. So we'll see if you guys can get it. A Polish-born revolutionary and Marxist theorist. It doesn't sound like a good start. She advocated for workers' rights and opposed World War I. She is known for her pamphlet, the Junius pamphlet. The Junius pamphlet. I'm not familiar. Maybe somebody is. She co-founded the Spartacus League in Germany. Sounds like she was a rebel rouser in Germany. Unfortunately, she was murdered in 1919 during the German Revolution. Interesting. Anybody? Oh yeah, Mr. Bosch. Are you cheating? Good job. You got it. Split image, right? The robots that hit her right on the button. This is Rosa Luxemburg, revolutionary socialist who defended the right to dissent even within her own movement. Huh. Kind of. I bet you know the next one. Number 9. Number 9 with a bullet. Born in South Africa and originally trained as a lawyer, bad start, co-founded the African National Congress Youth League, ANC, imprisoned for 27 years for his activism, Hi, you knew that stuff, huh? Good job. I was unfamiliar until I created this little thing. Yeah, this is you got it. You guys got it. Became South Africa's first black president, advocated for reconciliation and democratic freedoms post-apartheid. Mr. Nelson Mandela, anti-apartheid leader who argued that free speech was fundamental to democracy and equality. Both. There you go. Kind of a Frederick Douglass thing, right? All right. Something you're going to notice, and maybe we'll talk about it at the end. Most of these are leftist people that were all for free speech, right? Interesting. Okay, here we go. A renowned professor at MIT, this one's interesting, known for his work in linguistics, authored Manufacturing Consent, which was a critique of the media. Often critiqued U.S. foreign policy and corporate influence. Didn't like the media, didn't like corporate influence, didn't like the government. Known for defending free speech for all, regardless of political views. That's good. Anybody know who this is? Known for defending free speech for all, I said that. One of the most cited scholars in modern history. Huh. Who knows who this is? A scholar. a noted scholar. He wrote something called Manufacturing Consent, which was a critique of the media. This is Mr. Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky, yeah. Paul got it. That's right. Linguist and political activist known for his strong defense of free speech. Noam Chomsky. All right, this next one's pretty cool. Let's go back in time a little bit. An English poet from the 17th century. This is back when almost the American founding fathers were getting their stuff from all these guys writing in England. Known for his epic poem Paradise Lost. Anybody know who wrote Paradise Lost? He wrote something else called Areopagita, which actually I hadn't heard of that one. Paradise Lost I have. Arguing for freedom of the press. So this is a guy that's into freedom of the press back in the 1600s. So there you go. His work was a defense against government censorship. Sounds good. His writings laid the groundwork for modern free speech debates. So this is one of the first philosophers who wrote about stuff like this. Yeah, Roach has it. This is John Milton, author of Areopagitica, a seminal work advocating against censorship. I'm going to have to read that now. There you go. I learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. All right, you know the next guy. Another founding father, an influential orator and founding figure in America. Known for his fiery speeches. So this is the fiery speech guy, advocating for independence. He spoke out against the British Stamp Act. Instrumental in the American Revolution and Virginia's independence. No, but this is the orator. This is the guy that he's very famous for a certain line that I'm going to give you in a minute. His famous quote embodies the spirit of American liberty. When I give it to you, you're going to know. No, not Washington, not Hancock, not Hamilton, but very big guy, very important. Give me liberty or give me death. Who am I? Yeah, this is Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry, American revolutionary, famous for his decoration. Give me liberty or give me death. There you go. Patrick Henry. Now we're going to all remember that. I think you know this guy. This is a minister who became the face of the civil rights movement. He led the Montgomery bus boycott. Yeah, I wouldn't be ashamed if I didn't know that Patrick Henry too. Bet you know this one. Gave the famous speech, I Have a Dream, in 1963. Known for his philosophy of non-violence. Yep, you guys are all getting this one. Assassinated in 1968. Sparking national mourning. Yes. Yes, indeed. This is Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights leader who used free speech to challenge racial injustice and promote equality. So he used that right. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm on Starlink. And if you guys, I don't know what you guys are on over there. I wouldn't doubt what the Brits block Elon. So there you go. All right. Okay. Another founding father type cat here. An English-born writer and political activist. He moved to American colonies and joined the revolution. So he wasn't there originally. He wrote a little something that was pretty important, though. He wrote something called Common Sense. This was a bestseller advocating for the independence. He's the one who said, hey, we got to split off. Common Sense. He also wrote The Rights of Man, which also defended the French Revolution. So, yeah, you've got it, Roach. So, yeah, this... Yes, Elon is the best. Anyway, yes, this is Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine is the author of Common Sense, and he used his writings to advocate for independence and freedom of expression. Thomas Paine. There he is. And he's number 4, so he's up there. This is a countdown. The third most influential person, which I was a little surprised this guy was on the list in this spot, but he is a polymath known for his inventions and diplomacy. He helped draft the U.S. Declaration of Independence. He founded one of America's earliest newspapers, the Pennsylvania Gazette. His aphorisms emphasize liberty and free speech. His aphorisms. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to have to look that up. He is known for his support of press freedom as essential to democracy. Yeah, the kite flyer guy. That's him. Everybody knows this one. And the robots did a wonderful job on their painting of this guy, right? Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin, U.S. founding father who emphasized the importance of a free press in maintaining liberty. There you go. Ben Franklin. We got 2 more. We got 2 more influential figures in free speech. Originally trained as a lawyer in London, another one of those, he developed his philosophy of satyagraha. Satyagraha. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Or nonviolent resistance. That's easier. Nonviolent resistance. He led the Salt March against the British colonial rule. Yeah, everybody's got it. Inspired leaders worldwide with his nonviolent activism. He is revered as a father of India's independence movement. Obviously, freedom of speech was very important. Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, leader of the Indian independence movement, who used nonviolent protest and free speech as tools for change. Uh-oh. We're getting a little extra detail. I did not know. But he's still good for free speech. All right, we're all the way down to number 1. Number 1. Known for pioneering ventures in electric cars and space travel. Bet you can't guess. Has faced controversies over his outspoken tweets. He advocates for less moderation and less censorship on social media. Yes. So it might be controversial that I placed him in number 1. But I spend a lot of time on X. I get my news from X. He recently purchased a major social media platform called X, and he's often cited as one of the most influential tech CEOs today. It's kind of a younger picture of the robot's face. I think he's aged a lot the last few years. He's probably under a little bit of stress. You guys see that catching that robot? Catching that rocket? Is that cool or what? That was cool. Anyway, Elon Musk, number one, supporter of free speech. CEO of SpaceX, Tesla, and X, known for his outspoken stance on free speech, especially in relation to social media and public discourse. There you go. All right, well, that was kind of fun. So that was our little election show. I do have bonus rounds. I have a little bit more fun on the bonus rounds. There's two 10-item bonus rounds. The first one is famous outlaws from the Wild West. And the second one is, let's see what it is. It is popular TV sitcoms from the 1980s. So we'll lighten things up a little bit. We'll get out of the political realm and we'll go on to the next one here. Right here, I think. Here we go. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy this little game we play. Now, this category is famous outlaws from the Wild West. I'll give you some clues. Robots will paint. And you guys will guess. He was a Confederate guerrilla during the Civil War. He formed a notorious gang with his brother after the war. So the clues are going to be important to get these, because nobody really knows what these guys look like, right? His gang was involved in numerous bank and train robberies. Infamous outlaws from the Wild West. There you go. Stuart's got it. He was famously killed by Robert Ford, one of his own gang members. That's unfortunate. Yeah, his brother was Frank, right? This is Jesse. Jesse James. Jesse James became a symbol of rebellion in the post-Civil War era, leaving a lasting legacy in American folklore. Mr. Jesse James. There he is. There he is. Next up on the Outlaw Hit Parade, this gentleman was involved in the Lincoln County War. He was known for his youthful appearance and his quick draw. Yeah, probably over a woman, no doubt. He claimed to have killed 21 men, one for each year of his life. Yeah, Roach has it. Get myself back in the frame here. He was shot and killed by Sheriff Pat Garrett. I think we've all seen a show, TV show, or a movie. There's 20 movies about this guy. Was it one with John Wayne? I can't remember what that one was called. But yeah. Yes, indeed, this is Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid's legend grew after his death, making him one of the most famous outlaws of the American West. Billy the Kid. There he is. Billy. These are all pretty famous guys, huh? Moving on to number 3. This guy led something called the Wild Bunch Gang. His real name was Robert Leroy Parker. But that's not the name we're looking for. He was known for robbing trains and banks across the West. Yes, indeed. You guys are getting these. These are pretty easy for you. He supposedly fled to South America with the Sundance Kid. So who is this? Yeah, you guys all have it. This indeed is Mr. Butch Cassidy. Butch Cassidy's charm and wit made him a beloved figure despite his criminal activities. Gotta have that charm and wit. I can't remember in the movie, do they get killed down in South America, I guess? Robbing something by the South American Army. Bolivar's army, I think. Can't remember. This gentleman was an associate of Butch Cassidy. Oh, who is it? Who could it possibly be? Okay, here's what I'm going to ask on this one. This guy was a skilled marksman and a daring outlaw. He escaped to South America with Butch Cassidy. But, okay, so this is the Sundance Kid. Give it away. There he is, Sundance Kid. Who knows his real name? Anybody know the Sundance Kid's real name? There you go. Yeah, Sundance Kid, okay, but what's his real name? Anybody know? Anybody got it? Anybody Googling real quick? Alonzo. His first name was Alonzo, and then Longabaugh. Alonzo Longabaugh was the Sundance Kid. How about that? Yeah, Bonita. Bonita has it. All right. Next up on our outlaw hit parade. She was known as the Bandit Queen. She had associations with several notorious outlaws, including Jesse James. So there you go. This was probably the gal that got Jesse in trouble. Yeah, the Sundance's name is something else. It's surprising. She was notorious for horse thefts. She was a horse thief. She had a rebellious nature and bold personality. I bet. Remember who this is? Going once. Anybody got it? Going twice. This is Ms. Belle Starr. It's not Annie Oakley. Belle Starr's life was filled with drama and intrigue, making her one of the few famous female outlaws born outlaw. That's a little weird. Hopefully we won't have any more hitches. He was known for his polite manners during robberies. He was polite. That's good. He left poetic notes at the scene of his crimes. How about that? He primarily robbed stagecoaches. Specialty. He had a specialty. Remember who this is? Remember who this is? Famous outlaws from the American Wild West. Anybody know? This is Mr. Black Bart. That's probably not his real name, huh? Black Bart's distinctive style and courteous demeanor set him apart from other outlaws of his time. Black Bart. I bet you'll know this name. And you probably even know his look. He was a lawman before becoming an outlaw. Lawman, then outlaw. Then an actor. That's an extra clue for you. He was known for his gambling and gunfights. He was involved in several famous shootouts. Lawman, outlaw, actor. He was killed while playing poker. He was holding the dead man's hand. I guess that's where that came from, is what they're saying, right? The dead man's hand. Who held the dead man's hand? Anybody remember this? Outlaws, famous outlaws. Doc Holliday, good guess. I would have guessed that, but it's not Doc Holliday. This is Mr. Wild Bill Hickok. Wild Bill Hickok's life was a mix of law enforcement and lawlessness, cementing his place in the Wild West history. Wild Bill. There you go. That was him. All right, number 8 on our hit parade. We've got 10 of these. He was one of the deadliest gunfighters in the Old West. He claimed to have killed 42 men. Yeah, he looks pretty nasty. He had a violent temper and frequent run-ins with the law. No kidding. Anybody remember who this one is? Lots of gunfights, killed 42 men, frequent run-ins. He was eventually captured and imprisoned, like all of them, of course. Got quite a gun there, doesn't he? This is Mr. John Wesley Hardin, who I had never heard of. John Wesley Hardin's fearsome reputation made him one of the most infamous outlaws of his time. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Good picture, though. All right, number 9. He started his criminal career with train robberies. He became a folk hero in Texas. A Texan. He was known for his daring and bold heists. Again, weren't they all? He was killed by law enforcement in Round Rock, Texas. Which was killed in Round Rock, Texas. Yeah, you got it. Yes, indeed. This is Mr. Sam Bass. Sam Bass's exploits and tragic end, they all had a tragic end, and turned him into a legendary figure in Texas history. Mr. Sam Bass, in Texas. All right, we've only got one more of these. And this is actually more than one person, this next one. There's your clue, big clue. Oh, here they come. They were brothers who turned to a life of crime. They were known for their train and bank robberies. Anybody that was a good outlaw did trains and banks. Who do these guys look like? The most infamous attempt was a double bank robbery. That sounds interesting. Their career ended in a deadly shootout in Coffeyville, Kansas. No, this is not Jesse and Frank. Not Jesse and Frank. Their career ended in a deadly shootout in Coffeyville, Kansas. Any other guesses? Going once? Going twice. This is the Dalton Gang. There they are. The Dalton Gang's audacious and ultimately fatal attempt at a double bank robbery is a dramatic chapter in the Wild West history. There you go. Yeah, we got 10 more things left, and it's a new category. We're going to do popular TV sitcoms from the 1980s. So it might be a little harder because you're going to be not dealing with an individual. You're going to be dealing with a TV show from the 80s. All right, I give the clues, the robots do the painting, and you guys do the guessing. Here we go. This show is set in a bar where everybody knows your name. Come on. The main character is a former baseball player turned bartender. I bet you know it. It features a mailman and a psychiatrist as regular patrons. Yeah, you got it. They've even got the sign up there. Although the robots are kind of abstract, so it's hard to read the sign. The bar's owner, Sam Malone, was played by Ted Danson. It features a mailman and a psychiatrist. I told you that. And does everybody know it? Stuart's got it. Yes, indeed. This is the show Cheers. Cheers became a beloved sitcom for its witty writing and memorable characters, winning numerous awards during its run. Cheers. There it is. I still can't read it. All right, next up, number 2. 2 out of 10. This show focuses on the lives of an upper middle class African American family. Lots of categories. The father is an obstetrician, and the mother is a lawyer. Another one of those lawyers. I think these paintings are a little bit 70s mod, right? They're a little abstract, a little 70s mod. I guess we'll call it 80s mod because they're 80s shows, 1980s shows. Yeah, you guys know. You got it. Jeff's got it. Jeff's got it. It was groundbreaking for its positive portrayal of African American family. Bill Cosby, who since then had a little fall from grace. Bill Cosby played the patriarch, Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable. Bill Cosby never even got to go to a Diddy party. I don't think. Cosby was pre-Diddy. Pre-Diddy. There they are. Cosby Show. All right, next up, I think you'll know this next one too. Again, these are popular sitcoms from the 1980s. This show explores the generational clash between baby boomer parents, like me, and their children. I'm kind of late baby boomer though. Not quite Gen X, but kind of late baby boomer. Late boomer. I'm late boomer. The eldest son is conservative. Yeah. 80s sitcoms. You still watching those? Hopefully we're having a little glitch here. Hopefully you guys are doing okay there. You said it was slow anyway, so hopefully we'll make it through. The show revolves around the Keaton family. So yeah, Jeff's got it. This is Family Ties, of course. Family Ties humorously highlighted the difference between liberal parents and their conservative son, Alex P. Keaton, played by Michael J. Fox. There you go. But you got to watch on reruns if you weren't. Do they still do? They don't do reruns of these old things anymore. They used in the old days of television. They used to do reruns for 20 years. So you can rewatch these things. You can watch them on YouTube. No excuses. This show is about 4 older women living together in Miami. The characters include a wisecracking Sicilian and a naive woman from Minnesota. Now I'm going to ask you to name all the actors. Yeah, Jeff's got it. Jeff's got it. Now you got to name the actors. Who knows the actresses? Or the characters' names. Either way. Anybody know a Golden Girl? Anybody got one of the actresses? 2 of the actresses. No? Well, Betty White was one of the most famous ones, right? Betty White. B. Arthur, right? B. Arthur. Who else? Who else? Anybody remember another one? 2 more. 2 more Golden Girls. Rue McClanahan, and the old lady was Estelle Getty, right? Estelle Getty. There you go. Golden Girls. All right. Number 5. Halfway Home. This show features a former baseball player who becomes a housekeeper. I don't think I watched this very much. The employer is a successful advertising executive. I don't know that I watched 80s sitcoms that much. That was like in my 20s. I was probably out doing stuff, out drinking. Jeff knows all these. It challenges traditional gender roles and family dynamics. Tony Danza played the role of Tony Michelli. Tony Michelli. Tony Danza. And yes, the show was called Who's the Boss? Who's the Boss became a hit for its unique take on family and gender roles, with Tony Danza and Judith Light leading the cast. Judith Light. Who's the Boss? Yeah, I was out drinking or something. I didn't watch these very much. And yeah, they weren't good enough for reruns. No. They were very popular. They went for years. Yeah. This show centers around the Seaver family. The father is a psychiatrist who works from home. Yeah, these are the pop art paintings by the robots for sure. The eldest son often gets into trouble and provides much of the comic relief. Don't they always? Do you guys remember a gentleman named Kirk Cameron? Kirk Cameron. He played the role of Mike Seaver, and he gave us most of the comic relief. Well, the name of the show is right up there on the top. I can see it. I can read it. That's right. This is Growing Pains, a mixed family values with teenage antics. It became a staple of 1980s television with its relatable family dynamics. There you go, Growing Pain. Okay, we got just a few more of these. Hang in there, we're almost done for the evening. We're going to make it. We're just trying to kill time before the election. It can't come soon enough. This show features an alien life form who crashes into a suburban family's garage. The alien is wisecracking and loves to eat cats. Oh, that's actually current, right? That's a current issue. Springfield, Ohio. They're eating the cat. You got it. You got it. You got it. The alien ALF. What's ALF stand for? You guys know what ALF stands for? ALF is actually not a name. It's abbreviation. What do we call that? You know what this is? What does ALF stand for? Anybody know? ALF. What's it stand for? Oh, can we get it? Yes. Jeff had it. Alien life form, of course. Yes. I never watched ALF. I can't say I ever watched it. Not once. I think I did watch the next one. Just for the cute daughters or something. This show is about a widowed father raising 3 daughters. He gets help from his brother-in-law and his best friend. And the house is in San Francisco. Jeff's got it. Jeff's got it. Bob Saget. Remember Bob Saget? He passed away a couple years ago, right? Comedian. Bob Saget played the father, Danny Tanner. Danny Tanner. Full House is correct. Full House was known for its wholesome family values and catchphrases, becoming an enduring favorite among viewers. What's a catchphrase from Full House? Anybody know what they're referring to there? I do not know. Love and tradition is the grand design. Okay. Is that a catchphrase? I guess it is. All right, we got 2 more. 2 more. We can do it. We can get there. This show is set during the night shift of a Manhattan municipal court. The judge is a former magician with a quirky personality. Just got it. Of course. Another one of these modern art robot paintings. It features a bailiff named Bull. You remember that? The bailiff's name was Bull, and a defense attorney named Dan. Yeah, you remember Dan? He's kind of an ass, right? And what was the actor's name? Harry Anderson. Harry Anderson played the judge, Harry T. Stone. And yeah, you've got the correct answer. Night Court. There was a cute blonde in that one, right? Seems like. Night Court combined quirky characters with offbeat humor. All right, we're down to the last one, number 10 of famous sitcoms from the 1980s. This show follows the misadventures of 2 distant cousins. Anybody know? Two distant cousins. One cousin moves from a fictional Mediterranean island to Chicago. That sounds weird. Yeah, Belkey. You get that. It is Belkey. The cultural differences between the cousins create the comedic situations. Do you remember the name of the actor that played Bulky? Anybody remember the name of the actor that played Bulky? Or Bulky's last name? That's a bit of trivia. Yeah, Jeff's on top of it. He's got the fast internet. Jeff's got the fast internet. Bronson Pinchot. Bronson Pinchot was the actor, and Bulky's last name was Bartokomus. Bartokomus. So there you go. Well, thank you for hanging in there with me, you guys, to the bitter end. Those were kind of funny. The 1986 columns, right? And hopefully you were here for the election rounds, the presidents and the free speech leaders. So anyway, I do appreciate everybody being here. Check out my channel sometime. We do this live for sure on Wednesdays, and sometimes, like we did tonight, on Sundays. So with that, I'm going to say good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. Adios. Hey, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah.